On it now, looking to see if anybody has joined in yet. We got 5 more minutes before we'll start, and then we'll see what happens. All right, let's see. If anybody joins in, type into the live chat. All right, I'm going to wait 1 more minute, and it'll be 5:30 Central Time. I'm in Eastern Time, so if I say something about it being 6 o'clock, just ignore it, because I'm over in Eastern Time. All right, still no participants. It's 6:30 now, so I'm going to go ahead and start the session, and we'll go over a couple of things on it. Everything that's been turned in through this afternoon has been graded. You do have 2 assignments from last week. There was 1 more assignment added today that is on Word. Let me flip over there and make sure on that. actually the Word Dropbox. Won't be there yet because that's Word and Excel, but you do have, let's see, I thought I put something in here. You look to the next page. Yes, you do have a word assignment to do. It's called word assignment. Hmm. And I'm going to do something real quick right here. And apparently I didn't mark something on it. That's what I was suspecting I didn't. Right, let me save and close that. I'll look back in the grade book. Yes. Okay, I've got it set correctly now. So y'all are set on that. So there is a word assignment assigned this week. It's due next Tuesday on April the 7th. Next week we'll go over Excel. The Word is going through a basic, starting from no knowledge of Word. With what y'all have done in the class so far with using Flogorithm and other stuff in the class, I'm fairly confident y'all already know basics of Word. There is a tutorial out there in the, if you look in course content, there is a tutorial there in the folder called MS Word, and that's going to give you some other information there too. But there is a Word 2016 tutorial that goes through a number of things about Word. I suspect a number of y'all don't, most, if not all of you, don't need to go through it, that you already have some basic information. But if you got questions on it, whatever. So we are going to have an assignment on Word and Excel after we do Excel next week. And then there's going to be a test at the end of all of this stuff on Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that goes over all of those. So do be making sure you are aware of the basics of it. Hopefully y'all got that. I would ask for questions from y'all and comments on how much do you know about Word? Do you already know how to use Word? But there's nobody in here for me to be able to ask that to. So that's that. My assumption at this point, and based on what it sounds like from what the president of the college has written, we'll stay online for the rest of the semester. I know at Georgia Northwestern, where I also teach at, we're online for the rest of the semester, and they're talking about us being online for the summer. Now, hopefully with some of the information that's come out in the last day or two, that they're starting to get a control on it and that things are starting to level out. New York's reporting not the growth they had. Georgia's daily reports actually this week have gotten sporadic on how much an increase each day is. One day it's lower, one day it jumps a little, but it's lower than what it has been. So it appears we're beginning to get control on it. The other part is the really good news is they do have several vaccines out there that they are now putting into testing mode. There's probably about 5 or 6 smaller medical companies that have vaccines actually in testing at this point because they have to test them on people. They actually have to test them on animals first, people next, before they can put them out in full production. Several of them have actually begun their testing procedures and say they are expecting by summertime to start making the vaccines available. Johnson & Johnson is the big one in the field, And they announced this week that they'll have a vaccine ready for testing in September. But they said they were starting to manufacture it now. That doesn't add up. If they're manufacturing it now, they should be able to go ahead and put it in testing. And then they're saying it'll be the beginning of the year, next 2021, before it becomes available. I have a feeling these other companies are going to get out there long before that. And that probably Johnson & Johnson will suddenly join in with them. And there'll be some sharing among them. All right. So it is on Word this week. And Hunter, do you already know some stuff about Word? Because now I do have one person in here. If you'll just type it back in there. Because Word is Microsoft's product. I think Chattanooga State makes available Microsoft Office to you for free while you're a student there. Actually, it stays live as long as your college email address stays live, which has the Word in it, and Word's the word processor, and that you can open it up and then you can type your documents and all of that. Have you got any questions for me on Word, Hunter? Are you hearing me? Because my microphone is showing I am getting picked up. So and Hunter, I just replied to your email and attached a copy of Fogarithm with it, so that you should be able to just get it straight from the email. Any questions for me? But I don't have the ability to share screens here in YouTube. There's a product called OBS that's supposed to let you do that, but it keeps swearing up and down that I've got a driver out of date, but everything says my drivers are all up to date. And everything I look on out there, there's a bunch of people complaining about that for the last year. And so I'm looking around to see on the other. But then when I tried Facebook, I can do there. It does have a share, but it goes weird when you share the screen on it. So now I know, like in Blackboard, which is what we use at GNTC, they have something called Collaborate. It's the same type of thing. It works fine for me to share screens, etc. But Chattanooga State does not have that available for me. And so I'm having to find some other program that will do the job. I'll look at Teams this week also and see if it's got anything, but I have not seen anything on Teams to do that yet. Any questions? Okay. So, and it's just the basics of Word is all they're wanting to cover on you. So, I'll say there is the tutorial sitting there. It's in the Word folder inside. If you just look when you first go in to see course contents, and if you go down in that, you'll see that folder down on the list. And there's a tutorial in there. And then in your Dropbox, there is an assignment now that I added today. So if you go in activities and go to Dropbox, and I think it should appear on the bottom of the list for you. That's called Word Assignment. Y'all need to do that one, and it is due next Tuesday. But I am taking other stuff still, so I've not done any arbitrary cutoff at this point on stuff. So that's that. The other one is, Hunter, since you just joined in, I do have everything that's been submitted through today has all been graded. So all of your stuff is graded out there at Desire to Learn. All right. If there's not any other questions, but send me an email if you have any problems, Hunter. And anybody else that's listening to this recording later, send me any questions if you have any questions for me, comments, etc. And then I'll go ahead and wrap this session up. Next Tuesday night, we'll do the same thing again at the same time, 5:30 Central Time, and we'll be talking about Excel some next week. And so we'll go over a couple little things on that one, and just watching the announcements there on the page for the link and where I'm going to do it at. So I may, if I can get the screen to share good from in Facebook or someplace else, I'll go to that. But if I can't, I'll just have to stay with this one. So have a good evening. Have a good week. Y'all keep safe. And hopefully we'll see each other soon. Talk to you later.